It's time for the class trial. The final frontier. But it's not the final frontier, there still are more chapters and games to get through. It's a frontier. And sometimes that's good enough. Without any more lethargy, let's get into the video.
I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy.
You're not playing along! We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine.
Hey!
Then, if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train, elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. I told you already, I didn't do it for serious. When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much? But I'm cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
We don't have a sponsor for the YouTube channel, so just like, subscribe, and annoyingly berate your friends to do the same until they stop responding, and eventually you drift away and wonder where things went wrong and how, in another time, it could have been fixed, thus leaving you in a state of crippling depression as the rest of your relationships crumble into ash and dust while you are powerless to stop it, until you are completely alone with nobody to care, nobody to call you and check up, nobody who would even care if you died. In that case, you still have the Burren Live YouTube channel, for that is eternal with regular uploads to sedate your depression-riddled brain until your carcass of a body rots into nothing.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment.
Yeah.
But if you pick the wrong one,
I wonder what happened.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
No way.
Now then, to begin with,
We already know who did it.
was that?
He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
But we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to
This is
admit,
so accusatory,
the evidence
dude.
is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime. The blueprints, the
I think it's the
suit
blueprints, right?
parts,
Yeah, there we go.
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this.
My nuts.
It's the note that
Oh.
Hiro wrote. Everyone to meet up after all
It's
three
not my
were
nuts.
disappeared.
I lied.
The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
Yo.
No way you could think the same person made both of them.
That's true.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Why would Yasuhiro change his penmanship? It's beautiful.
Are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he is not the only one.
Yo, my boy!
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
I mean, it was obviously your mama.
Who was in
You
the
know?
Robo-Justice suit?
The Illuminati.
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else.
It was the Illuminati. They did it. They put me in the suit. They made me commit the war crimes.
Suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Yo,
So
true.
what you're saying is,
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Oh god, the things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been... I got it! There's still one more thing. The thing that used Taka's body. I got it!
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Between Broadway's down bad, he is. What's with that attitude?
Let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Yo, true.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Yes, very true, based.
It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room.
No!
So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
That's fucked up. Well, actually, it's not, because they kept the floors
It
clean.
wouldn't leave any blood.
So if anything, that's like just that's a good thing to do as a murderer. You know, it's keeping the place clean, even though you killed somebody.
and the dolly.
Same thing.
Honestly, I can respect that. Like, that's a good thing to do, you know?
I'm sure the dolly was
Obviously
in
not the killing
equipment
people,
room
but
when we
you
first
cleaning up
found
after your
Taka's
mess.
body there.
After killing somebody. Like, sure, it's harder to get caught, but like,
When the
at least
body
cleanliness is
disappeared,
there.
So did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yeah, that's why I said it.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Yeah, at least be
It would be
sanitary.
very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
No, because I'm not a dumbass.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being wrong. No
I mean, I literally saw it there. I'm not wrong. You're tripping on that ketamine, my man. Listen, my mom. Oh, never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change her mind.
I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
No.
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's trail. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
So the killer made a mistake, huh?
And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move.
Imagine being
Taka's
bad at
body.
killing. Kind of weird. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
I know why. Look at how the body would move. It would be clear the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Because the suit couldn't bend. I remember this.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment.
That's true.
And from there,
The body was moved to the repository, correct?
That's true.
The culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Also true.
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
That's true.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Also true.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend
But that's
over.
not what the suit can do.
No, it's wrong.
What am I playing? Danganronpa. High scores are locked in a school and they gotta kill each other to get out.
You could push a dolly
2 people were
without a
killed. We're
handle
figuring
with
out who the
stupid
murderer
girl.
was.
But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm buying some bat in here. I can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist.
Ah.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
It had a latch on it. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you want to make something like that? Why would you make something like that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid freaking thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
She really hates Hero, dude. That's fucked up.
If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
I can explain it.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
The guy that hit me. What guy? Robo Justice, that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened.
Alright, let's run it back.
I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get
Fuck, I
Makoto
used to
and
be a chain smoker. I think she's just on steroids.
Seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also
Robo
soon
Justice!
became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
That's true.
But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
when Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the 2nd floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
The murderer's here!
when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Murked.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Uh-huh.
I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
Taka!
We must have found both bodies
He's
at
dead.
almost exactly the same time.
Believe that?
Because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
You like Taka? Well,
And that's when I told you guys
hate
about
to see it, you know? Taka's fucking
the
dead.
Three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
It's just grape juice. He's totally fine. Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again. But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were
I'm trying to
searching
give
the
them all
school
like
for two
similar-ish
missing dead
voices.
bodies.
I think for the next games I might do more
Some
ridiculous
time.
voices for the characters.
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
Yo, they found dead people!
I think that about covers it.
Shout out to everyone that's dead.
The whole
That's
thing
big of you.
sounds exceptionally complicated.
Then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Dun dun dun!
Let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka. So, regarding
I just need to shoot this off. I don't need that.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
That's not true.
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. God, I'm so smart.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers.
Aha!
Anything? That's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Makoto base.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi? Okay then, let's see the proof.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch.
That's right. Can we get some H's in chat? This is big.
It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer, because as of last night... So if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Uh-huh.
And that would be his official time of death.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
Dun dun dun.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Taka was killed around 6. Then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room.
Uh-huh. We still don't know how that happened yet.
Because of Hifumi going missing.
There's still many mysteries abound.
Don't forget,
It'd be impossible.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move.
Plot twist.
The dead body moved on its own?
No, not another ghost.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what
But
she's
what if it's the
implying-
Illuminati?
We thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own? Are you saying that when we first found
That's what I
Hifumi in
need.
the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is
Impossible.
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery.
That's
announcement,
true.
Along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been...
There we go. Only took 2 tries.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right...
What do you mean, Jack? I got it on my first try. What are you talking about?
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
The second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. And the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered.
We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies. It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Is body discovery like Columbus? Kinda. 3 people have to find a body for it to be known.
Discovered. One of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Yeah.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
That's true.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
Yeah.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
He was double dead.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable difference.
I see through your lies, demon.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood.
Uh-huh.
But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
Yeah. That's sus.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
That's right, I did. I need to find his anime glasses wipe.
I got it! It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
The bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean.
Uh-huh.
The mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera.
Yeah, it's
right?
Goku. Hifumi loved Dragon Ball.
Hifumi's, of course.
The character was Princess Piggles.
No, Hina, you idiot! It's fucking Goku!
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet.
Uh-huh.
And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
I would say.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead, what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
That's true. Emergency grape juice. Yes.
If he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere.
The disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Fumi moved Taka's corpse.
I got it! It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all
Yeah, exactly. They didn't check the pulse.
He went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
Uh-huh.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right?
Yeah.
So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there,
Yeah, they always give
the door
like
was locked.
one answer that's right, the plausible one, and a really stupid answer.
From the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Uh-huh.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead. And when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's
I just
body
cracked
to
my
the
knuckles. I don't know if you
repository.
guys heard that. How crazy.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Yeah, my neck, damn.
That means he took part in the murders.
You heard it? Nice.
I just can't believe it.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
I'm crazy smart.
Hidden note?
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his...
Yeah. Yeah, where his dick was.
Yes, his pants.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now.
Nobody checked his
Take a look
pulse
at
because
what
they
the
heard
note
the
says.
dead sign. They didn't know it was for Taka. So they thought it was Hifumi. They didn't bother to check. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone. For now, let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
The note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note, it said, Monokuma
Mistilled out?
can't find
True.
out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
See, then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Fumi's pants.
I got it!
Yeah, totally. His pants were touching.
Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Puppy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Happy!
But remember what the note said.
Oh, yeah, no, it's entirely making fun of the fact that he's fat, without question.
6 a.m.
And TikTok is because other dude was always on time. Other dude, like I forgot his name was Taka right there.
With TikTok!
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
Yeah, I was dropping my bars at 6 a.m. Freestyling in the hallway.
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. You've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more.
Thanks for the follow.
Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Uh-huh.
Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections! But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it? Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Yo!
Most likely.
That's a little
Hifumi
sus.
stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Oh, that's okay. That's rude. That's just robbing a dead person. That's fucked up.
Go ahead, show us.
When I searched Taka's body,
Game is so fun. It is a very fun game.
his hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is...
Matches the part where Hifumi's was ripped off.
It fits perfectly
Yeah!
with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note
Are the same
They're from the
piece
same
of
piece of
paper.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip,
But it didn't work.
leaving behind only one small scrap.
Uh-huh.
That right?
You did.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder. Was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
Hifumi built different?
So,
Hifumi
he
fucking
must have been
dead.
Killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body.
That's true.
In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
No!
But me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
So mean!
What are you calling a walrus?
Genocide Jill fucking hates
When they were
Hina.
killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Fucked up.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
My nuts.
The weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file,
Fucking
the way
massive.
Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Uh-huh.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository,
I know what
I
happened!
would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
That's kind of cold. A little fucked up.
Yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Okay, dude.
Though, was used to kill Hifumi. Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Yo?
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers. And,
Okay.
that's about it.
I don't remember exactly what I have to hit, but I think it's that.
Was it just maybe Justice? Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody? Sounds like a Justice. Check out murder.
Uh-huh.
Well, what? The murder weapon had to be one of the...
I was right!
No, it's wrong.
It's a real website, is it? That's funny. Nice for the
The
follow.
murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
Aha!
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have
There's
easily
no
used
hammer?
that
What the
to kill
fuck,
Hifumi.
Sag?
Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of
Fucked
grit
up.
and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones,
Uh-huh.
and even some flat mallet-like ones.
They got the
think
variety
whoever made
pack,
the
dude.
Justice hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working.
This be a long trial. It is a long trial.
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Music is weird. Music is good though.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not? Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive.
That's true.
Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on.
I don't know about that. You can still do
That
accomplices.
is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right?
Uh-huh.
In this case, however, there were two murders.
It's either shoot this at that or shoot that at this.
Based on the rules that have been, even if more than one, only the one who actually,
Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply
Oh, this was it. It was just on that, I think. Or that on this. Whatever I said first to be the thing, that's the thing that happened.
Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was
Ah.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
That's true.
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
And then they double cross.
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act.
Hey, Mondo did it? Dude, it could have been Mondo. We don't know.
They made him carry out the first murder so
He came back from being butter.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies.
It's a magician!
In one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like
Okay,
one
maybe not a
person
magician.
behind it all.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Select someone! Kind of out of left field, but I mean...
Here's my answer. It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yes!
I really do hate this kind of joke.
It's not a joke!
Joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi. The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that shit-brained, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Yo!
Pardonnez-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support.
Yeah! You bully!
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Encountering the suspicious individual!
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
It does!
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
So fucking mean!
Sorry.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual.
Your favorite character?
If
Mine's
we accept
Ko
that Hifumi was one
Toko.
of the culprits,
Mine is
it helps to
Kirigiri,
suspect what
my
Celeste
queen.
said as well. We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the 3rd floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Aha!
It was to get us to divide into 2 groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
The ah.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling
Yeah,
him
I'm
you're
Mario.
on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Yo, true. Caught lacking.
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead,
Yeah, thanks for the follow. I was certainly not expecting this. I did not imagine that the Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Aha!
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
No.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's
Wow. Stone Cold Steve
Each piece
Austin.
isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. You made one fatal mistake.
She got caught in 4K.
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
She said Big Chungus. They really must be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're all going to die, just like those guys did.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
Uh-huh.
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the 4 of us...
Celeste wouldn't have known that Taka was dead
The
yet.
entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said?
Oh?
If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Uh-huh. Ellipses. Byakuya says that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to?
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around.
On that boss, but I don't think that's it.
confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
What? Oh, is it the other way around? Hold on, I got speed.
They must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are going to die. And that is all.
And that's all it takes. What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be the other way around.
must really be enjoying the sight of us. They must be. We are all going to die. We are going to die. Just like.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
See, I thought it was Boingos Binted, but it's Binted Boingos. You see, that was my issue right there.
There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
Yeah, first try, baby.
Said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you know, Celeste?
Yeah, Celeste.
How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
That's right. I never make mistakes.
Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead
Not
too.
possible. Kyoko built different, my queen.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No. There is no other explanation.
Celeste just doesn't care. No, you're wrong. You're a fucking idiot. If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is...
I got it!
I got it!
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away.
Hifumi's dancing.
It's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Mm-hmm.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
You're getting swindled, dude.
And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's right.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this! You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out!
Alright, it would be the costume, not the blueprints then.
Had him carry my weight.
You tried to make me look...
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside the suit, there's no way they could step.
There we go. First try.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could
Never
still stand
misses.
up like that.
Streamer never misses.
Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. It seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake.
It was an intentional flaw.
From the beginning to be used the way it was.
Yeah.
And Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing.
Uh-huh.
The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
She's like a lawnmower.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
She switched up.
Celeste? Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi, what is it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro. Dead.
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
I got it!
That's right. Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
Yeah.
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
No.
Don't talk.
Random shit.
Yo, you're just shutting down fucking Jill.
There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
It's fucked up.
But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say?
Nani?
To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah,
I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
He wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
Shout out Hifumi. Did something good for once in his life.
One person here who might have that last name.
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg! God damn it!
It's Australian. I can't read that.
Plan to go on pretending.
That was kind of cringe.
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict
Well, I don't know about that one. See, I kind of got this thing called These Nuts.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it's
And the owner's handbook showed that Chihiro was femboy Jesus.
told us all about it before. Can you please just tell us what really happened?
Yes, Celeste.
Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Sure, but, well,
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And
Okay.
that'll bring everything to an end.
we have Celeste and Hifumi talking in the Weeb dungeon. Celeste and Hifumi hanging out. Yasuhiro shows up. 1 a.m. Yasuhiro shows up. Easy. And then next, we have Yasuhiro get hit with the yoinky spoinky. Bada bang, bada boom. They put the suit on him. Next thing that we know happens, boom, Celeste takes the picture. Pervert. Then, while that's happening, my boy Taka hanging out, trying to be an astute student, curious about the way out of here. Looks at his watch, gets smackarinoed. Celeste talking to Makoto about the camera. Alright, so the Squad W rolls into the nurse's office, all cash money. Hifumi is there. He was hit with Justice Hammer too. Hifumi rolls up the body, pushes it. Hifumi, like a good little puppy, is obeying Celeste, and then bada bing, bada boom, gets hit with the yoinky spoinky.
The killer is you! Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Big Chungus. Yeah!
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of...
No, Hifumi was Celeste's Discord kitten.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Kind of fucked up that they did that. They stuffed him like a turkey, bro.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him. While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault.
About as smart as a Discord mod, yo, base.
Did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of
Bada bang! Hit him with the old yoinky sploinky.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there.
Kind of cringe that he did that, you know. Thanks for the follow as well.
Number 4 was used.
Much appreciated.
Confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story.
Yeah, Hifumi's got big Discord kitten energy.
Was the attack in the
A little cringe.
This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured
I was right!
to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
oh, I got that right. Damn, I'm smart.
while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for.
We set him up, dude. Did we gaslight Hifumi into getting killed if you think about it?
He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3.
Honestly, that might be what we did.
And turned the room into a place.
We gaslit Hifumi into getting killed. Kind of based. How can you quit League of Legends? By going outside and touching grass. Easy.
That's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape.
Play League of Legends at any comeback I can do. No, you just gotta grovel and cry.
And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
No!
He wrapped Taka's body in his heart.
Thanks for the follow.
Used the dolly to move it all the way
Pokemon's
down
getting a new MOBA soon. Is it really? Interesting.
That explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
True. Look at, he's a Discord kitten! Look at him! It's Hifumi-chan!
For their final act.
He's dead.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could be.
Would that make Hifumi roadkill?
And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository.
Kind of cringe.
Should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is
Celeste!
Celeste. Sorry, You lose.
Ha! Your HP reached 0, Celeste. It's game over for you.
Lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko Yasuhiro!
We accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay?
Okay.
Hey, if you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the
We'll make the right choice. Don't worry, Monokuma. We're gamers. We got this. Yeah! The blackened this time, the true killer who deserved who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celeste Lutenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro!
Honestly.
I lost. Well, this sucks. I was trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... Is she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
Huh? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop, as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one who stole it?
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into your plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping we could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it. What?
are you okay?
It was Taka. He stole it. Yeah.
So then,
And I have a proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the pictures as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
What?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me. He did.
as for me,
He came to my room last night unannounced, and it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
What? And he took pictures. He said if I do not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he'd gone crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go on now, you'll be playing right into his hands. Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. He has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try and kill you. What?
indeed.
All so he can keep her to himself. That bastard!
Unforgivable!
Bastard! 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 Bastard!
Honestly,
We can't allow him to continue with these bad acts. Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear.
I have to save her!
Actually,
Then, would you like to join me? It just so happens I have a combo up with the plan. Yeah. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Ifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad. All I asked him to do was make something to hide face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
let's
And
see.
in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been rough on your parents, though. What was Hifumi supposed to do, assuming you would actually let him live?
Are you okay with
That's
this?
simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead when someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded or he was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was... While you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to go murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent in fact. Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
So in the end...
So you had planned to kill him all along? But of course. There would have been no point in my plan if the one who pretended to be dead ended up not dead himself. From the moment our new life began, my only thought has been escape. But all along, you've been saying that how we have to accept living here. Obviously, that was a lie. Ugh.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. You want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever. And what was that dream of yours?
Isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. Castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was gonna make them dress up for me like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I? How can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. That's why you're not scared?
Yes,
That's
indeed.
right. I don't feel death. Or I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, Celeste smiled then. When she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself, that must have been her final lie. That weak, fake smile is what betrayed her. You all done? Okay, let's get this rolling. The black can disturb the peace and must pay the price. Now then, I prepared a very special punishment for her. The ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we
got.
It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for?
It's death time. Yo, she got her castle. Look at that. Oh, there's a dead bunny on top. Okay, maybe it's not as pleasant. The burning of the Versailles witch. This is probably one of the cooler death scenes in the game. Bro, she's in Florida. Isn't this crazy? Damn, Florida really do be like that, though. Yo! The fire department's here to save the day. Hey! A man has fallen into the river in Lego City, and only you can help. Build a new firefighter set now and help him get out of the water. Damn, Monokuma really putting in work saving her like that. Is she okay? No. She's dead. She's fucking dead.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad. Yes, it is. But the reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of hearing people ask me that. Give it a rest already. So, anyway. Kyoko, I did see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste.
Hey.
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter? I have to follow.
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me? Huh?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? Oh man! Oh jeez, man! Oh jeez! What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does she mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's time we get on out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you guys get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
You said it better than I could have. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers. Huh? That means... Celeste probably hidden in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath our nose. Well then, We better go check. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going in alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later. Please, let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya. Well then, it's up to you now.
Yo.
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are going together? Does it mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed into the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then,
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the keys Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw... Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank goodness. I did what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open this set of files as soon, maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please, just wait a little while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we talk for a sec, since we have this opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please, tell me, what are you trying to do on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
however,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried? Like, what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared, and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too? No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. I want you to believe in me too, because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided that I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes. So I waited for nighttime to come. And then when I did, I went into action. The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or a monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back, she said there was a way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? It's just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me about. Could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, if I were being yanked in. Yeah! At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. That's my badump sound. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back walls are like a revolving door, and I had made my way to the other side, just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. In the way back of the closet, there's a secret room. So, this is the secret room? What's in here? It's examining time! It's just a normal desk, normal drawers. There's a bunch of files, and what looks like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry? This is the only thing in here not covered by dust. Has someone been looking into it recently? I slipped the file into my hand, but before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file, and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave? That's kind of weird. I could understand it if it said, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. And the strange sensation. It's like deja vu. The words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I do now? What don't I know? Oh! Bang! A strange sound rang out throughout my head. I feel like I was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I don't know how long it had been. Ow. Apparently, something hit me, and I lost consciousness? That's all I understood. The dull throbbing pain in my head had proved that much at least. An empty bookshelf? Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone? The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone. What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The intense pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that, as if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound, it's coming from the gym? Yo, what's up, Rob? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Those are my sounds. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here? In the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sound coming inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Kya! Pachoo! Kya! Kya! Pacing! Kya! Da 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 da! Sha 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 sha! Yo, they're beatboxing! Before me, they arranged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. About to go to bed while watching him instead, yo hype? No. One side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move, or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing? I asked
you a question. What's the meaning of this?
It's epic rap battles of history. Monokuma versus Sakura, and then they fight.
How dare you defy me?
This wasn't part of the deal.
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision.
Yo.
I'm going to resist you.
Big.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then, could it be? The mastermind spy is... And we finished the chapter! We're down to 7 students. Can you believe that? Leon killed Saika. Monokuma killed Junko. Then Leon got executed. Then Mondo killed Chihiro. Funboy Jesus, what's up? And then he got executed. Hifumi killed Taka. And then Celeste killed Hifumi. And then she got executed. And that brings us up to now. Makoto, are you okay? Ah, no. I'm fine. I can't really bring it up in front of the others. If I did that, it would just confuse everyone that much more.
See.
That's right. Since the class trial is over, new areas should have opened up.
It's true.
Plus, we still have alter ego. We don't have to give in to despair just yet. She's right. We have to plan ahead and think about the future.
You got it.
How accurate is your fortune telling anyway? I can usually hit 20 or 30% on a good day. That seems really low.
It's not like some
Well, yeah, it's not ESP or whatever, of course. I'm only gonna get it right sometimes. I told you, my fortune telling isn't some occult thing. It all happened one day when I went to go get a hamburger. It was a place I'd never been before, and their patties were 100% all beef. So I got a burger and then headed home. Before long, the sky was filled with mysterious blinding light.
Some crazy beam came out of nowhere and locked onto my hamburger.
So true, so true.
And as soon as the beam touched it, the burger started floating in midair. And then, still floating there, the entire burger started coming apart.
No!
One part of it just vanished.
I know, not the burger.
Back into my hand. Do you realize what that means? It means the burger wasn't 100% beef. It must have had some pork or something mixed in.
No!
Something like 70% pork and 30% beef would be my guess.
How can they lie?
You can't trick me.
So I stormed back into the burger place. I got up in the manager's grill, and he totally admitted it. It wasn't 100% beef. He totally mixed in ground pork with it.
How about that?
How do you see that is cattle mutilation? Well, at the very least, I won't murder anyone.
Yeah.
Me neither. I mean, I would never.
Of course.
Me either.
Indeed.
Nor I. That goes for me too, of course. I can never kill any of my friends. I felt like those words of encouragement were helping us come together as one. After so much sacrifice and hardship, we finally become united. But,
Well,
to be honest, I wish Byakuya and Toko were here for this too.
But
They're so hard to deal with. They only think about themselves. Yeah, we're better off without them, I say. That was enough to prove we were united for the time being. But within that bond hid weakness and fragility. Chapter 4! Chapter 4.
Things certainly are getting interesting here. Femboy Jesus was lost and found, Super Saiyan Taka, and the incel Hifumi are dead, and Celeste got absolutely fucking demolished. Wherever the story goes from here, it's bound to be interesting. Is anybody even here? Hello? Am I alone here? Destined to live out the rest of my days at the end of a desolate YouTube video. Alone for all eternity, nobody to talk to calm my fainting soul as I live out the last moments of my existence. Dear viewer, if you are out there, I have but one request of you. One who has made it so far, and watched so much to get here. Please hear my dying request. Remember me, remember these videos, and remember to like and subscribe, baby. See you next time on Danganronpa Ball Z.